I was just walking through the halls, man. I had to call my dad. I'm like, this is like crazy to be standing right here in this spot. It's just I don't know, I can't really explain it. It's a beautiful, blessed feeling, man. 21 years of life, doing everything I did, just for this.
Franklin downfield stuff. It's amazing. Outside to Bryant. Bryant spins his way across the 40, a foot race. There goes Bryant into the clear. Gary Bryant. Touchdown, Ducks. 71 yards.
Turf Talk. Hey, it's been a minute. We definitely appreciate everybody that's tuning in, whether it's day, night, morning, whatever you catch the show. The right hand, the left hand, the most important hands right here. Coach G, Coach Jackson. I'm Travon Smith. We all hanging in there tonight. We got a special guest. We got a special show about the village. I can't wait to get into and talk about who we starting off. Coach Gary, let's start off with you because I got some questions for Coach Jackson going to lead to the interview. Coach Gary, how's everything going with you?
Man, I'm blessed, my brother, and if you don't know, this is Turf Talk, back like we never left, and here at Turf Talk, we are opening more doors than the world's greatest butler,
Come on
now. In breaking news, my youth team now is the GB Ducks, from Oregon all the way back to California. This is Gary Bryant Jr.'s team, and we've been having practices, and these boys look impressive. And one thing I must say, we about to be swagged out. These boys are going to be looking sharper than a cholo on an Easter Sunday, my brother. You know what I'm saying? So I love it, man.
All right, Coach Gary. So here we go. Let's knock out. So the 12U team, the Gary Bryant 12U team, actually came out to evaluations. How was that? I mean, the evaluations was great. How did the team come along?
You know what? It came good. You know what I mean? We basically, I teach that football is 80% mental. It's only 20% physical. So, I was basically looking from the point of view to see what these boys can do, what they can intake, and the skill set was important too. But more so, I was looking at the parents because, some of these parents can, they can kind of, I always say where there's smoke, there will be fire. But all along, it came good. And before I want to forget, I want to say the Army Bowl Combine is May 25th at Mount Sac College. 5th grade through 10th grade. If you think that you are All-American, pull up, baby.
We're going to post that information. And I'm glad you said something about parents because that's where the show is leading tonight. And that's all genuine information. He just shot you right now. Hey, what's up with GB? I seen he scored a couple times in the pre-spring game.
Right. No, he out there doing his thing, man. He out there going, I say that, what you go through, you grow through, and he's out there growing. He had a little adversity in his life. But he's out there doing what he has to do. I talked to all the coaches, from the head coach to the receiver coach. They're like, man, he is balling. He's out there, hey, 10 toes in. He's making it happen. He's making it happen. So I'm proud of him.
And for the people that may not know, Coach Gary's son is D. Gary Bryant, at D. Gary Bryant on Instagram, out in Oregon, transferred from USC. And there's something else you touched on. We're going to get into that too tonight. Coach Jackson, What's up with you, Coach Jackson? I peek up on you. I pop up on you. I see you out there. You got water.
Oh, yeah, come on now. Yeah, you know me, man. They don't stop, man. I'm still at decent 10. You know what I mean? Getting it in. So, okay. Hey, man.
I want to ask, but I already know. How's it looking out there?
Oh, man, we looking all right, man. You know what I mean? Hey, we got a lot of young guys, but we look thorough. You know what I mean? We were one play away from going to the championship.
Yeah.
So, I think we're going to be right back in that same little mix.
Yeah, definitely. I got a chance to get out there a couple of times, check you guys out. I see Longstreet got he committed to Texas A&M. I think that's a good place for him. But he looked good. I like that tall wide receiver on the outside. I don't know who he is. He hard. But other than that, how big Drake doing?
He's doing well, man. I don't know. I think we met since the Super Bowl, but last we got to go to the Super Bowl and it was really nice, man. 49ers took care of us.
Look at you with the
kids, and they chaperoned us. They took us to the game and in the coach buses, and got to go to the Super Bowl. Man, it was amazing. You know what I mean? So yeah, he's doing well right now, man. He's They got him squatting.
Oh, because he's you know, he's rehabbing right now, right, Coach? Coach Jackson in and out. All right, here we go. Hey, tonight's show is a show that we put together for a specific reason. We're talking about the village. We're talking about overcoming obstacles, something that both these men and this Coach Littles and his son have talked about. I've had a chance to talk to our guest, DJ Littles. Coach Jackson, I'm coming back to you first, so don't go nowhere. I talked to Coach Littles and DJ Littles on and off the circuit. It's a story that, you know, that happened about a year back, unfortunate situation or whatnot. It was a high profile situation, but the main thing we talk about is, why are these adults talking to kids if they're adults? I've spent a lot of time around young men. Coach Jackson, I want to pick his brain. Coach Littles, I want to pick his brain, and Coach Bryant, I want to pick his brain about the situation where, as far as adults are treating kids as if they are adults, and there's a reason why you can't get a adult sentence till you're 18, and we could go, you can't smoke till you're 18. So if these kids make mistakes, they make mistakes. It is what it is. It's part of growing up. Make the mistakes. What do they say? Make them sooner than later, right, Coach? So,
Right.
Coach Jackson, I want to step in with you. Coach Jackson, I want to step in with you first and talk a little bit about your experience, because you probably have the most experience of your son going through the draft and people saying things. Was people saying things about your son and maybe we don't know in the outside world, but you dealt with as a family and dealt with on a personal level?
Well, his stocks fell a little bit because he didn't play in the last game of the season. It was like when it was a meaningless game. SC was their worst record. It was like I think they only won 4 games, and they wanted him to play the last game. And so, you know, a coach told me, he said, man, you know what? He might have a problem with his draft if they see that he quit on his team. I'm like, what do you mean he quit on his team? I'm like, he was hurt the last 3 games. It don't make no sense for him to keep playing hurt, especially if this game mean nothing. And so, like, questions were asked to him, like during the draft process, as far as him quitting on his team. And so he pretty much had to verify that he didn't quit on the team. He was hurt, and you know, he had played 3 previous games hurt, and the records show it like they were just using him on special downs. But it all worked out, and you know, it was in God's hands, and he is where he is today. You know what I mean? Super Bowl. He went to the Super Bowl in his second year of being in the NFL. So, you know.
Yeah. Now I'm gonna ask you, did it bother you? Like, did it bother you a little bit? Like that people are, because I know how you are, like you don't really show a lot of angry emotions, but I know how you love your kids, the Jackson 5 over there. And you know what I'm saying? So did it bother you just a little bit?
No, it didn't bother me a little bit. It bothered me a lot, big dog.
Okay.
You know,
Okay.
it's funny because like I'm the one to be on the social media listening to these people, and I respond to people, and a lot of people be like, "Bro, you ain't got to do that." I want to even say you said something.
I told you that. I told you that.
To the fact, yeah, you like, man, don't respond to them people, man. They ain't even worthy. You know what I mean? But I feel it's my due diligence because it's my son. You know what I mean? And I feel like I got to protect my son in every which way. You know what I'm saying? And if I got to come to bat with him, then that's what I got to do. You know what I mean? So yeah, it definitely ruffle some feathers, you know what I mean?
Hey, and that's what we're talking about. You know what I'm saying? Adults need to stay in adults' business. And that's one of the reasons why we asked Dad to come on. Because I talked to DJ, we were supposed to do some football talk. I said, let's get everybody together and ask Dad to come on, because you're not supposed to speak to young men under the age of 18 without their parents around about one or other. And you got 2 great parents. Coach G, I know you had your feathers ruffled because you had me arguing with people online when Gary was, you know, going through his transition. Talk a little bit about that, about how you had to clear some things up. Because Gary, you tried to pull up on a couple people. I had to calm you down.
Man, I'm gonna keep it a buck with you, brother. I mean, I wanted to come at some people like the numbers on the cricket phone, brother. It was that deep, man. I was hot. You know, I'm gonna say this. You know, a lot of people they have an opinion, but they walk around with horse blinders. And I feel like a lot of people need to take the pom-poms off and just sit down there and be fans. in regards to my son, at USC, one of the top receivers. And, we had a new coach, and I get that. But, the new staff came in, and at the time, my son had the second most production than anybody. And mind you, I know all of the media, so I know when he was balling. I've seen the tapes, and basically, it was said that they wanted him to fall back. And then people are saying that my son was scared to compete, but they don't know what goes on behind closed doors. And it does make you kind of, that's your seed. You want to defend them, and to hear those disheartening things, people talking about your seed, and you don't even know what's going on. I mean, my son was up for the Paul Hornsby Award, which in every single section, SEC, Pac-12, the Big Ten, whatever, they pick one person. My son was selected for that particular award. Well, I'm not going to say no names, but they brought a young man in that played in the same Pac-12, and they had him starting on my son. So, so some people just need to use discernment, but you never know what goes on behind closed doors. People, they always want to assume, and then they throw these shots at you. So, I just feel like, like my mom said, sometimes when you're about to get a blessing, the devil's going to throw obstacles. So I had to really just sit back and just say, man, I did respond to one fan and let him know what's going on. And we're good friends now, but I had to explain myself. Shouldn't have to explain yourself. Yeah. Everybody has different situations. You just never know.
Yes, sir. Hey, and that brings our guest on, Mr. DJ Littles. I had the chance to talk to this young man. This young man helped my youngest son through his sophomore year. And I had a chance to meet him, and he's a great young kid. And that's why, I felt it was important for him to come on his show so his dad could talk, be with all of us. Then I met his dad on another occasion in which I didn't even know that they was related. So I'm like, I'm digging both of them. Then when I seen them together, I was like, damn, I didn't even know y'all son and dad. But this young man is highly talented. I seen him on the circuit. He's blowing up the circuit. He got offers coming, and I was like, hey man, you've overcame the story. You know what I'm saying? We all go through, and it's better to go through the story earlier than later. And hey, DJ, talk to us a little bit. Introduce yourself. Tell us what high school you at, and tell us a couple of your accolades, young man.
So my name is DJ Littles, class 2025 receiver at Cajon High School. Recently just made first team all CBL, first league, all that. Yeah.
Okay. I seen you on the 7-on-7 acting a fool. I told your dad there was a couple things that I like about you and I don't like about you. What I like about you, I already told you. Now can I tell you what I don't like about you?
Yes, sir.
Last year, your dad had a conversation with me before the Cajon game. Cajon game, you acted a fool. So what I'm saying is, hey, your dad shouldn't have to have conversations with you for you to act a fool because you look like a 5-star out there. So That's why it's important for you to keep talking to these men right here because, and then when I see you this year, I'm like, oh, dad must be talking to him more. He got a headset on. So, Coach Littles, talk a little bit about keeping your son playing at a high level and some of the things we talked about as far as being a dad and going through some of the situations you went through last year in the offseason.
Yeah, for us, we just try to keep it all family, and I've always had him around coaching 25 years at various colleges. I've always had him around good coaches, good people, good players. So he just know what it looks like. He know what it feels like. He know what it is to be good, and he know what it is when you're not performing. So for us, we never worried about we don't worry about playing time. We don't worry about this and that. We don't worry about politics. We understand that the off season is just that. It's the off season. It's made for stories. It's made for hoopla. It's made for grand and pompous, all a mess. So, we just stay grounded. And, when you do make mistakes, I think for us, when we go through our situations, it's just a good way to show how strong our family is and show how good parents we can be, and then how good of kids we got. So, we don't mind when our kids make mistakes because it just gives us a chance to show how good we are as a village. So being around good coaches, being around good people, I'm sure Coach G and Coach Jackson, like I said, we'll meet every day of our life because we the same people cut from the same cloth. Right. So, when he get out there and go play,
it's just like, hey, I just gotta say one or two things, and we already know it's time for the dog to come out.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Coach Littles, I'm gonna come back to you and ask them the same thing. So when your son goes through a situation that's not so positive, what's that conversation after you become, you get through the first initial part of it? What's that conversation you have with him and you told him and you talked to him from father to son? What was some of them things that you say to him? Because I've had those conversations, Coach Jackson and Coach G know my kid. I've had to have those conversations with my son. I want to ask you first and then ask them.
Yeah, well, when things happen, anything from the smallest to the biggest, we just be honest. Hey, son, this is what's going to happen. We want to handle it like professionals. Most times it ain't what happens, it's how you handle it, and how you go through it. So we just preparing that. It's nothing punitive. The world gonna punish you. The world gonna have something to say. But in our house, everything is a teachable moment, and we don't even worry about it after that. We gonna accept it. We're going to take accountability for it. We're going to atone for it. We're going to correct it. And then we're going to come out the other side shining. And we ain't got to say much, because when you can play, you can play.
That's real.
Hey, Coach Little's cheating because he a coach too. He just ain't a dad. He a coach too. So he in the locker room giving speeches right now. Okay. You got me fired up. Coach Jackson, what's some stuff?
For sure.
Your son is playing at a high level, but you go out there and you practice with him, you still talk to him. What's some things you tell? How can you tell an NFL player things, or it's still dad and son?
Well, it's funny because I just had to assure him not too long ago how great he is. You know what I mean? He's young, so he feels like all these guys are older than him. Everybody in their 20s and 30s, and here he's a young guy, 22 years old, and I had to assure him that, man, you're great, you're amazing. You're still that kid from USC, you're still that kid from Centennial, you're still that kid from the IE Ducks, you're still that kid from the Compton Vikings. So I had to instill that in his brain that, man, you're still excellent. Just because you're around these guys, that nothing changes. And he told me, man, I needed that, Dad, because he wasn't sure of himself, So you always want to set your kid up to be great and amazing, So it takes those positive words, and it takes being a great dad, just like Mr. Little said, you have to be a great dad. You have to be in there to set your son up to be great, And he really took to it, and I'm excited for this upcoming season.
Yeah, we're definitely excited. If you're just tuning in, it's Turf Talk. We're talking to Mr. Coach Littles and DJ Littles, as well as the one and only Big Gary Bryan and Coach Jackson. Get it in the den. Coach G, what's some things you talk to your son about? Because I know you guys have faced adversity. And I know you're heavy in your kid's head, like, hey, get it together. Let's go. Talk to us a little bit about some things you talk to your kids about.
Well, I always say what you go through, you grow through. And adversity is actually a tool. We all need adversity to make us better. If you would allow me, I wrote a little poem that I want to say to our listeners and to DJ. And if just a couple seconds, can I read it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Count your blessings, not your troubles. 3 things that will lead you to fail: a 40, a shorty, and a blunt. Your habits shape your future, and that's no stunt. Control your thoughts. They will become your words. Control your words. They will become your actions. Control your actions. They'll produce your reality. Use your mind, and that will produce your salary. We all have a past. You just never got caught. Good plot. The Bible says that he who points the first finger, really, he casts the first rock. And I think that's our society. People want to point the finger, but they don't know what goes on. We all make mistakes. It's not about how you fall, but how you get back up. And I tell my son that. I tell him, I say, man, this is adversity, and how you respond to adversity, that defines your character. And, I want to say this to DJ. First I want to say I appreciate you being here to allow us to see your character. Because, we all make mistakes, especially for a young person. You might, I'm embarrassed, whatever. We all make mistakes. And as I said in my poem, if anybody on here that said they haven't made a mistake, well, then they cast the first rock. We all make mistakes, but we learn from it, and in regards to my son, Yes, dealing with a lot of adversity, but like it takes a village, like Coach said, and I'm right there with him. We go through this together, it's actually turning out to me to make him a better person because now he has his degree at USC. He's at the Oregon Ducks where he'll be getting his master's. So this to me, because football is just is not the big ticket. The big ticket is his education and his character building. So hey, learn from this, son. Learn from this. And I'll say this: when you live life, don't live life looking through the rear view mirror. Look through the front mirror. You got to move forward. That's why the windshield is the big one. We look through the big one. So don't let anybody tell you who you are. No one defines you. How somebody thinks about you, that's not your business.
Hey, the sermon comes in many different fashions. And Coach G,
Absolutely.
Coach G has one of the most famous lines, on the internet. What the portal? What say it again, Coach?
The portal giveth and the portal taketh away.
Yes, sir.
Hey, man, it's always a pleasure hanging out with you guys.
Right.
Hey, let's move to the positive now. Hey, DJ, talk to us. What's some things you got going on? I know you were supposed to go on 7 the Mount Sac relay. Go talk to me. Dad can help you out. What's going on?
Yes, sir. So this upcoming week, I got Mount Sac relays. Hoping for a big PR in that, and I also got Pollen National right after. Then the weekend after, I got OT7 in Orlando. So they invited me out, trying to go play with them and ball out for them, trying to go win something.
Yeah, tell me about your offers.
Yeah, talk about. Hey, man, don't be shy. Talk about the offers, man. Come on now.
Yes,
hey, got them offers in. Come on now.
All right, yes, sir. I recently got a offer from the University of UConn.
Yeah,
out in Connecticut. Blessed to get that. Got that. Just balling out. Talk to the coach. All that.
Yeah, and they come, and I heard a couple other colleges is coming too. So
that's right.
Be patient and keep doing what you're doing. But I think the most important thing, it will lead to Coach Jackson, is hey, take the not so positive situation into a positive.
Right.
What I'm seeing from you, when I seen you on the field, what I'm seeing from you is this big. When before you was like this big and you was doing it, but now I'm like, oh, this dude done turned into a little superstar on the field. Everybody, that's DJ, that's DJ, that's DJ. I'm like, okay, this motherfucker balling. Coach Jackson, talk a little bit about the adversity, and like you said, how you talk your son through you keep his momentum going and things like that. Is that needed for all players? Is that something you do for the Centennial D linemen? Because you got a lot of D linemen out there in college. Because we talking to them, they in Fresno State, Utah, they all over the place.
Yeah, most definitely, it's definitely needed. You know what I'm saying? And not just, like I said, not just my son. Like I said, you have to encourage all these kids. And everybody ain't gonna come in with the highest attitude of being great. You know what I mean? You got to inspire. You know what I mean? That's our job as a coach, is to inspire. You know what I'm saying? And bring the best out of these kids. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I have a great story. I had a kid, and I told him, man, I said, man, I think you can make it to the NFL. And he told me, he goes, Coach, you really think so? And I said, I think so, bro. I said, sometimes you work real hard, harder than my son sometimes. And I'm like, man, I think you can make it, bro. And he goes, Coach, I just want to get a degree. You know what I mean? I said, I understand that. But I said, man, you should at least try to pursue it. You know what I mean? To this day, he plays for a coach right now, Segun Alubiye.
Okay.
He didn't think you can have that. But guess what? We did a little camp, and I told him tell his story, and he was like, Coach, it's because of you. You know what I mean? He goes, if you didn't believe in me as much as you did, I don't think I'd be where I'm at today. You know what I mean? So yeah, definitely you need to, instill these kids that they can be amazing and they can be great. You know what I'm saying? And I know that was like my number one thing with my son. You know what I mean? We started young. I told him he wanted to be good, great, or amazing. He said he wanted to be amazing. And so, I said, it ain't going to be easy. It's going to be hard. You know what I'm saying? And from that day on, everything wasn't hunky-dory. You know what I mean? It's the early mornings, get up. You know what I mean? The late nights, let's go. You know what I mean? Let's get to the gym, And he'd be like, come on, Dad, it's the holiday. I don't want to hear it. Let's go. You know what I mean? So, and to this day, he tells me, Dad, I appreciate everything you did. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, you definitely need to.
Yeah, and that's one thing I know about you, Coach Jackson. You have a super great relationship with your son. Coach Gary has a super great relationship with his son. Coach Little has a great relationship with his son. So I know we got some special things coming from DJ. Coach Gary, I want to talk to you. We got about 9 minutes left. Coach Gary, I want to talk to you a little bit about dealing with the youth and the overreaction and over opinions from parents.
Right. You know, I feel like, nowadays they call them the hover parents. They hover over their kids and they want this, they want miracles. And one thing people have to understand, especially parents, you are a direct reflection of your kids. If I'm going to give your kid an offer, I'm looking at you too, because I inherit everything. And I think a lot of these parents, they get caught up in the hype. And I feel like, the internet, it could be a distraction. It could be also some good. And I think so many people, especially in the youth forum, they want the instant success. They want to post and post and post. Well, I'll say this: when you get to high school and college, they don't care who you play for. It's about what you can do right then and right there. And I think people lose the focus of that. And it's getting so bad right now where people are talking down on other people's kids, hoping that it's going to make their kids look good. Well, I have a personal relationships with a lot of these big time coaches, Centennial, Modern Day, and Bosco, and on. And the first thing they ask me, they say, I tell them this kid is a dog. Well, how's his parents? That's the first thing they say. So that should just let you see how paramount it is that the parents sit back and be parents. Yeah. I think that is so important. And if I could, it's been bothering. I want to ask this question so bad to DJ if I can. DJ,
yes, sir.
If I'm a college scout and I'm about to give you an offer, I want to ask you this: what kind of young man would I be inheriting in my program?
Come on.
So I tell him, look, I'm a great coach. I'm a great player. I'm always willing to work no matter what. Got a great work ethic. I'm gonna come ball out for you. Just give me a chance, and I'm gonna produce no matter what. I got you.
That's right. I like that. Right.
Definitely. I'm gonna throw one more thing in there, DJ. Always say you're a coach's son, and the coach will understand what you mean.
Always say. He's still trying to figure out what that means.
No, when you say I'm a coach's son, they immediately know where they're going with it. So they know that you better know how to be. So, hey man, it's been a pleasure. DJ, I ain't gonna let you out of here so easy. I want to ask you this personally, because I know you. I've had a lot of personal conversations with you. What's some of the biggest things you've learned from all these situations that come in and out your life throughout the last year? Because I've seen you overcome adversity and now you're doing amazing things. So I know you had to learn something inside. I know you dug deep inside because I see it in you now. Before, when that you brought it in and out a little bit, but now I see it 24/7 when I'm on the field. Talk a little bit about some things that you went through, but that you've learned.
So when my dad told me all the time, like, if it happens, it happens. We're just gonna get through it and learn from it and produce better than what happened. So, just for me, like, it's just like always overcome it no matter what you're going through. Don't make the same mistakes over and over and over again.
Right. Learn sooner than later. I'm gonna ask you this one last question because I talked to your dad. Your dad's smooth. I'm gonna ask you this one. Who you more scared to tell, your mom or your dad? Because mom looks like she'll backslide me. Who you more scared?
Probably my dad for sure.
Okay. I thought because dad's smooth with it, so I didn't know.
Hey, go ahead, Dad. But for TV purposes and everything, podcast worldwide, we're gonna say his mom.
Yeah, shout out to mom.
When she see this, yeah, she gets the titles.
Yeah. We're gonna give it to moms. Hey, Coach Jackson, we got about 5 minutes left. Go ahead, Coach Jackson. Any words you want to say before we get out of here?
Yeah, I did want to ask a question, man.
Okay.
I know his name came across our board at Centennial, and I got excited because like you said, I seen his circuit, and I was like,
hold on, y'all got a board. Hold on, Jackson, hold on. Y'all got a board where kids' names come across?
Hey,
okay, all right.
So I want to know from DJ, man, what is Cajon getting, man? You know what I mean? I know I seen the sparks and whatever, man. Tell the world what Cajon getting, man.
They're getting a dynamic wide receiver, a real route runner. And when I get the ball, I'm gonna do something. Every time I get the ball, it's either a touchdown or I'm gonna make a guy miss. Every time.
I'm gonna
hey, keep that confidence too, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, hey, definitely keep it. I'm gonna tell Gary something right now that I've told him before, but I don't even know if he put it together. I said, it's this kid over here on the 10 East. I don't want to mention no names of schools and stuff because we don't want to get involved in politics or whatever. It's this kid on 10 East. He got the softest head since I've seen Gary Bryant. And I've told Pops that. I think I told Pops that.
Yes,
Gary,
yes, he did.
Hey, he got soft hands, man. He catch everything. And the first time I really seen him was against Cajon. So now I know why they went out and got you. Go ahead, Coach Gary.
Right.
Coach Gary, get us out of here. But
right. I just want to say these.
Get us out of here too, though.
Right. I want to say this to everyone. What you go through, you grow through. Do not let your past define you. That's why it's called the past. You got to keep on moving, baby. You got to keep on moving.
Coach Littles, you want to talk before we get out of here, man?
Oh, man. Right now, I'm just proud of my son. I'm happy that when they see him, they see him. They don't never need to see me or see anybody else. Hey, he's all the way up right now. We got more offers to come. I can't wait to this season because I just want to see him grow, have a good time, and enjoy every day of his life that we live in because it's a blessing. So you can't get no better than what we're doing right now, and tomorrow's going to be even better.
That's right.
Yes, sir. I appreciate everybody in Turf Talk. We got DJ Littles, the one and only from Cajon High School. Check him out. We'll make sure we put all the DJ. What's your Instagram? Tell him.
D3Z D3EZZYYY.
And I'm just coming off the ACL search. Hey, Coach Jackson. Hey, Coach Jackson, tell your wife I appreciate the blanket, man. This hard. It's hard right here. Hey,
that's right.
Hey, Coach Jackson, where can everybody reach your wife if they need a blanket, man?
You know her, RG Big Dog.
We okay. See, I'm gonna have to edit that out.
You put me on the spot though. It's
Coach _ Jackson. That's where you can find it at, man.
Right.
Hey, it get cold over there, Cajon. We might have to come see you, Coach.
Hey, we're gonna have to come see you. Hey, we're gonna get out of here, but I can't believe Coach Jackson talking about they got an NIL board over there at Centennial. We out of here. Hey, appreciate everybody tuning in. This is what we talk about: keeping the village strong. Take care of these young men. It don't matter, you know what I'm saying? I know it was other kids involved and whatnot. Hey, this message goes out for everybody. Men pick on men. Don't pick on kids. Leave these kids alone. Let them grow up and let their dads deal with them. We out of here. Turf Talk.
Right. Hey, like I always say, don't let the boomerang hit you. Karma's a mug.
All right. All right, fellas. Have a good one.
All right,
Peace out, baby.